Members of Harmonizing with Water Kingdom. Um, I bring you salutations and greetings from the gods, the ancestors, and the world of the unseen. Yes. Now I will put our few thoughts on the part two of this our discourse: initiations, ranks, grades, and titles in the water kingdom. Being that this particular platform is not purely ordinana platform, that's to say, it's not for Igbos, neither is it for Yoruba. Is a free platform. Both Igbos, Yorubas, Ejo, Ibibio, Ishekiri, Ghana, Mali, Togo, they are all on this platform. And then even some are Ezenwanye, some Ezenwoke, some are traditionally, some are even prophetess. They are here. So I will speak freely on matters of spirituality so that I can break the seal. I can break the seal and make manifest the mystery. Water Kingdom. Today I want to look into some very vital issues when we talk about water. As I said in the part one, but there are different grades, groups, and dimensions in the water. First, there are four planes of existence, as we know. And I already explained that physical plane, the mental plane is divided into two: the lower mind and the higher mind, and then the spirit plane. And then according to Igbo cosmology, as an Igbo person, there are four market days: Eke, Ore, Afo, Nkwo. And from this Eke, Ore, Afo, Nkwo, the four elements in creation are carefully apportioned according to their correspondences. Eke, fire; Ore, water; Afo, earth; and Nkwo, air. Now, most of what the Igbos do fall in four, in four, in four, in four. And if you look at, like I said, spirituality is universal. The universality of spirituality is something that we cannot doubt or question. If you go to India, you will see the same four classifications of matter or classifications of the laws of the universe. You go to Israel, the same. You go to Egypt, the same. For example, in the Jewish system, you have that name, that forename Yod He Vav He, and by it, classification of everything they do in four. Even in Yoruba tradition, you still see this manifestation of four, which is why we used four-face kola nut all the time. In Igbo, four-face kola nut is so important. And in Yoruba cosmology, four-face kola nut is very important because by that four, number four, you begin to multiply. Our Ifa system and our Yoruba Ifa system and the Igbo Afa system and even the Western world, their geomantic system, what they call the geomancy, still fall within these four groupings. If you multiply 4 by 4, you get 16. That 16 gives you the 16 obele or the odu you have on the obele, and that 16 gives you the Alpha Igbo, the Unu Alpha Igbo 16, and that's the same 16 in Western geomancy, which is another system of divination dealing with the earth, the markings of the earth and all that. It still fall under that same 16. So you see that spirituality is universal. And so in the water kingdom, there's also these four groupings. There are four important groups in the marine kingdom. Many do not know. In the marine kingdom, we have the earth. In the marine kingdom, we have the air. In the marine kingdom, we have the water. And in the marine kingdom, we still have the fire. By the earth, we are able to stand. In the kingdom of the water, if you have gone there, you will know what I'm saying. I cannot describe that. You only have to visit there to know. Maybe at the end of this series, I will give a formula by which, a simple formula by which even a new fight will be able to get there if he belongs there, because it's not by force. If you are not a part of us, you are not a part of us. The truth is, every human have water in him, live with water, associate with water, depend on water, but not every human is from the water. Not every creature is from the water. There are aqua animals, and there are animals who are not of the water. It's important. For example, snake is a reptile, and snake belongs both to the earth plane, belongs to the fire plane, belongs to the air plane, and belongs to the water plane. But people don't know. There are snakes in the water that cannot live on the earth. And there are snakes on the earth that can survive in the water. And they say, well, there are snakes in the air. One day we'll have chance to discuss, but maybe not on this platform because we are dealing with water here. And so the reptiles themselves are a representation of the fire element. The reptilian animal is referred to as the fiery animal, which are called salamanders. All that, like dragons and lizards and all those, they are referred to as fire element animals or reptiles. But in the water, we have them. We have lizards in the water. We have snakes in the water. We have fire animals in the water. Let me give you an example. Use the military. In the military, you have the army, the air force, the navy. But the navy is the greatest. Because in the navy, you have air force. In the navy, you have the army, the army that go on the ground. And in the navy, you have the water. Others don't have it like that. So marine is a very strong force. Because in the water, there is the earth, you walk on it. In the water, there is air, you breathe. The fish in the water, they breathe using their fins. And in the water, there is fire. Actually, the electricity and the fire that we have in this world proceed from the water. Because, like I said earlier, water and the sun are in union. The truth is that moon is not really the wife of the sun. The wife of the sun, or the feminine aspect of the sun, is water. Moon is only a representation of the water. It is the truth. Because both moon and the sun are up there in the sky. Water is here on earth. And so when you say as above, you say so below. When you point above, you point below. You don't say as above, so below, which means sun and moon. No, moon represents water. It represents the aqua world. Our sun represents the celestial world. And when we talk about the aqua world, we are dealing both the water and the earth. So we say as above, so below. Up, the man. Down, the woman. That is why in most traditions, the earth is regarded as woman because the water predominantly is feminine. So, the celestial is predominantly positive and the terrestrial is predominantly negative. That is to say that up is predominantly positive and down is predominantly negative. What I've just said is a metaphysical law, is a physics law. That is law of positivity and negativity and neutrality. So it's not spiritual. What I've said is not spiritual. And it does not mean that the heaven is good and the earth is bad, or the heaven is stronger than the earth. No. Both are strong in their own kingdoms and constituents, and both are good. Negativity does not mean evil. And that which we call evil actually is a matter of moral and ethics. It is the intelligence of man, the mind of man, that says this is evil and this is bad and this is good. For example, people say that murder is bad. So, but they don't know what murder is. They don't know what murder is. You know, in Igbo language, Igbo ocho does not mean that when you kill somebody, you have committed murder. No. Because murder is a terminology that is coined from our morals and ethics. For example, The judge condemns, finds somebody guilty, and by that condemn him to death by hanging. Then they send him to the death row, and then the prisoners prepare people that murder, carry him and go and hang him. They have killed person, but they don't call it murder. They say it's execution of justice or the judgment of his lordship. You see it? So at the end of the day, ethics and morals is something that is very relative. So when we come to the issue of what is good and what is bad, forget about it in this particular kingdom where we are discussing. For example, the issue of sex. In this particular plane and kingdom where we are, the issue of sex is bad and sex is good. It does not exist here, and I will explain why. Let me just demystify an important thing that gives people a lot of problem. Most importantly, those who believe they are from water or they have an issue with water influence or water kingdom or marine spirits. They say they have sex in the dream and they wet their bed, and anytime they have sex in the dream, bad things happen. Bad things happen. Why does bad things happen? Why does bad things happen? Let me tell us something. There's a rank you will get to in the water kingdom. You must, at one point or the other, make love in your dream. Make love. You must, at one point or the other, have sex in your dream. And when that happens, you will see money, you will see wealth. For example, a man who have a water wife, he's married in the water, or he has a girlfriend in the water. He has a spouse in the water or a partner in the water. And that partner is a woman and he is a male. And then he is on this physical plane. You see, when he is in harmony, with the kingdom of the water, the marine kingdom, when he is in harmony with them, that his spouse, partner or wife will come to visit him at some time. And if he keep the rules, what in Igbo we call unso, that is the do's and the don'ts. Because there are days of the week you must not meet or do certain things. At some point, that partner or spouse in the water will come to see him, perhaps in the dream. And I will explain why in the dream, because my father, when he was alive, he had his visitation physically. Now, in the dream, she will come, they will eat, they will drink, they will party, they will go around. Even she can even take him into the water kingdom and show him plains and kingdoms and dimensions, show him mountains and cities. My brother, my sister, if you have visited what I'm talking about, those who have visited it will testify. And when they finish, they will gather, even they will do party with him and they will sleep with him. After that, enjoyment and party, eating, drinking, dancing, celebrating, and making love. When he wakes up, you will see that that following week and month, money will keep coming into his hand. It happens to me. So you cannot tell me something that I am experiencing. The reason why we have reservations about these things is nothing but the church. It's the church that teach you that when you do this and do that, things will go wrong, and then you put it. So some people, when they have fun or mate with their water soul mate in the dream, their way will be blocked. Why is it so? It is so because you have denied that, you have not accepted, you have not harmonized, and you have not settled them. You see, most of us will go to the prophet, the pastor, and even some spiritualists who lie to us and tell us they want to break us, they want to deliver us, they want to cut us off or sever us from the water spirits. They say you are from water and they want to deliver you from the water. How do you say somebody is from the water and now you want to deliver the person from the water? Can a fish survive outside the water? If the fish is from the water, how can you deliver the fish from the water? There are tortoises. We have tortoises that are in the water. So you say, this tortoise is water tortoise. Can you deliver that tortoise from the water and that tortoise will survive? This snail is from the water. Can you deliver that snail from the water and the snail will survive? You now say that this person, because everything God created Every of God's creation, even plants, vegetations, vegetables, animals, fruits, reptiles, birds, many of them are, and humans, they are aqua beings, which means that they have their roots in the water. If you deliver them and cut them off from that their source of existence, how do you expect them to live and survive? Because everything created by God must remain in contact with its source to continue to exist and to prosper, flourish, multiply, and expand. You cannot remove the trees from the ground and plant them in the air. How do they survive? You cannot remove fish from the water and keep it on the ordinary ground. How will it survive? If you take the bird off the air and clip its feathers and keep it on the ground for too long, the feathers will grow again and the bird will like to fly. If you refuse that bird from flying, the bird is going to definitely waste away on earth. Everything in creation is a law, must stick and stay with its source for existence, survival, growth, multiplication, increase, and expansion. So if among humans created by God, just like plants, just like animals, just like chemicals, some belong to the aqua world, to the marine world. Some belong to the air. Some belong to the fire, the sun. Some belong to the earth. So if you remove those ones from the water, you say you want to deliver them, you want to cut them off from the water, cut them off from water to where? To where? To where? To where? This is where we get issues, get things destroyed, get things complicated. The thing that should be done, if you find out that water spirits are disturbing you, you know that you have fallen out of harmony. You are in disharmony. You are not in harmony with them. You are in antipathy with the vibration of the energy from where you sourced out your word. And I will explain to us, maybe not today, tomorrow, how people come from the water. When you say she came from water, it is not a fantasy. It's not frenzy. It's not something we are saying just because we want to say. Some people actually came from the water. Are you aware that some died in the water? Anyway, I will discuss that in another volume, another part of this lecture. So when we say that somebody is from the water, what should be done is not to create more disharmony. It is to bring the person into harmony. For example, in our tradition, in Ordinana, let me speak as an Igbo person, and even as a Yoruba person, I know it's true. And in all African regions, it is true. When you find out that you want to begin through spirituality according to your tradition and your tribe or your origin, the first thing to do is to identify as an Igbo man with your chi, Yoruba with your eleda or ori. I think Ghana call it ese. Bini call it ehi. That's your chi, the vital life force. I think I will discuss this also in the future here. That came out from the Creator and then sourced out a human soul, a soul personality with which it incarnated you. So you have to come in harmony with that your chi. You have to come in harmony with that your Ase or your Ehe, or you have to come in harmony with that your so-called guardian angel. I use the word so-called because it's not exactly guardian angel, but for English, for now, lack of actual term, I use it. You have to balance with it. The whole thing about creation, about the universe, about existence, about life is balance. Your electricity, you come in balance with it. You come in harmony, it will serve you well. If you go out of harmony, it will destroy you. The sun, you come in harmony with it. You go out of harmony, it will destroy you. The same thing with, if you are from the water, you are a blessed person. Oh, if you are from the water, do you know who you are? Those that come from water, do you know who they are? I will explain that. You are very fortunate to have come, sourced your existence, sourced your chi from the water, because this thing we call chi, or this vital life force we talk about, is in all the four elements. Are you aware that this vital life force is in the earth, is in the air, is in the sun, and then is in water? So when your own vital life force proceeds from the earth, I'm unveiling very important mystery people don't understand. The trees, they survive because they also feed on the same active energy of living. That is what we call the chi. The chi is not a being. The chi is not a soul. The chi principle, the ehi principle, that thing you call a ladder principle, is actually a vital life energy. Is a force of life that is sourced out from the single source, the creator, represented by the sun ray on the earth. So some of that is in the sun ray, some are already in the earth. Coming from the sun, they have taken residence in the earth, and by which the trees, the precious stones, the crystals. This is where again some people make mistake in the way they use crystals. Crystals are living beings, very magnetic, and they are alive, but people don't know. So they carry precious stone around. They carry beads around. They don't know the kind of bead they are wearing. They don't know how to communicate this with this bead. They cannot transfer energy or receive energy from this bead. They don't know that this bead have the intelligence to record their activities, to record the vibrations transferred to them, and play it back to them at a later time. Another lesson. So this vital life force, this chi energy, is both in water, in fire, in earth, and in air. So those that source their own chi element from the water, they are from the water. And you are a blessed person. You are a highly favored person. There is nothing that should be difficult to you. A person from water is already blessed. That is why some people say that people from the water don't do charms. They don't do juju. They are wrong for a reason, and I will explain that. In Igbo, no, it is not true. The actual charm, the real talisman, the real juju is from the water. Water is the source of everything. But why they say that is because when you are from water, you're already blessed. Water don't have enemy. So it's assumed that nobody can harm you. And whatever you desire, water will provide it. Because water is very fluidic and water is maternal. Water is like the mother breastfeeding the child, the baby. So you can't lack anything. But what about when you are not in harmony with the water? What about in your past life when you have done certain things against the water people? And what about when the grade or the height you come from in the water is now not what you want in this physical world? What do? Don't water people do sacrifices? Sacrifice is juju, is charm, is talent. Anything you do, you put together to influence nature, to influence the universe, to cause a spiritual thing to happen. It's already by virtue of the definition of the word talisman or juju. I don't want to go into the depth of that. I know the origin of that word from the Portuguese and all that, but let us call it what it is now. Charm, juju, talisman, magic, every spiritual thing you do is to influence nature, to get appease nature, to get favor from nature, to get nature to grant your desire, to get nature to go your way, to bend nature to your desire. These things are all means of controlling nature. So what the issue is whether the one you're doing is good or bad or evil or for yourself or against somebody. Having said this, today what I came to explain to you is that in the water there are grades, there are ranks, there are titles, there are initiations by which we attain those grades, rank and titles, and there are heights. So, in conclusion for this morning's discussion, if you are from the water, find out the type of group you belong to in water. We have Obanje Miri. Igbo call it Obanje. I think Yoruba call it is it Emire or something? I'm not too sure, but I think Emire happen to be with your heavenly friends or spirits from heaven. But is also semantics. These are things are semantics. Your friends or your spirit from heaven, all means from the other side of the world, from the inner world. Mhm. So the Obanje, the antitype of Obanje in Yoruba, I think is Emire. Not necessarily Oluku. Oluku is different. Oluku person is different. But inside the Oluku, inside the water, there is Obanje. You see, then inside the water there is Amosu. And Amosu meaning two. It has group. That Amosu is witchcraft. So there is witchcraft in the water, and the witchcraft in the water have their own fraternity, their own group inside the water. You see, there is Obanje group. Obanje group is Obanje fraternity is in the water. Then you have doctors. That is Dibia, native doctors in the water. They have their own groups. Then you have Dibia Alpha, as I explained earlier, that we have several kinds of Dibia. Dibia Alpha, people who are no visionaries. They are the messengers. These are messengers, the choosing ones. They have their group in the water. Their purpose on earth is to bring enlightenment, to bring illumination. They teach the way I'm teaching now. They illuminate. If they come in contact with you or with people, their own passion, their own calling, their own business is to give illumination, is to bring enlightenment to the world. Some of them have helped in molding our societies academically. Some of the so-called curriculums we study at schools were formulated from this part. Some of them are musicians. They disseminate their gospel or the music or the message they came with to this earth through music. People like Bob Marley, people like Fela, people like Osadebe. Osadebe said that his music is from the water. Egumosina milio, osina milio, egumosini kuku, osina milibia. So Osadebe said his music is from water. Oliver de Coke will say that his music is from the water. Warrior. Many of these people who pass very vital information and sometimes secrets through their music, like Ebenezer, like Sonny Ade. Many of these people, you find out that their music is actually from the water. Somebody like, what's his name again? Victor Waifo. If you see Mami Water, oh, that's one of my best. So these people, their music, and apart from, I'm just mentioning Africans and Nigeria, there are other people in the Western world too, who their music also come from water. And their message, through their message, they pass the message of enlightenment. People that preach love, that preach peace, harmony, that preach fair treatment, equal justice, that preach equity and balance and justice. These are the things that water people are known for. So there are water people who are messengers, and they have their own group there in the water kingdom. Then there are those who are leaders. They are on this earth to lead. Some of them are kings. Some of them are politicians. You see, some of them, they lead in different hierarchies, both women and the men. It is among these people that you have some who are now called Ezenwani and Ezenwoke, the queen and the king in the water. It is not everybody that comes from water that is Ezenwani or Ezenwoke or that is a queen or king. No. And to attain, even those in the water who are queen and king, when they come on this earthly plane, they don't immediately refer to themselves as Eze or Ezenwani or Ezenwoke, as king or queen. They have to attain it. And that is what we will discuss, how we balance our existence in the water and our temporary walk on this sublunary plane, on this temporal plane. You see, because water people, when we come on this plane, we are here to fulfill a purpose. Then we return to where we come from. So while we are here, what should be our conduct? What is our tradition? What is our message? Do we have constituencies? Do we have hierarchy? Do we have initiations? Do we have attainment? Do we have promotion? Do we have conferment of benefits, privileges, authorities, and regard? We do. It's not everyone from water that claims she says a one or is a okay that can take you to water. It's not everyone from water that says she's a queen or a king can take you to water to go and do sacrifice. There are those who are specifically choosing. In the water, we have the priest order. A sacerdotal order is in the water kingdom. Where you get to, you belong among the priesthood in the water. Priesthood in the water. Priest, 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 priest. Hey, Obianaro, Obianaro, Ometumnaro. Oh, we have priests in the water. We have prophets in the water. Yes. Most of these things you see, Celestial Church of Christ, Sabbatarian, Holy Sabbath Mission, Cherubim and Seraphim, all these places where they burn candle, burn incense, they are singing, they are clapping, wearing white, wearing blue and red, going into the water order. They are water people. Oh. This is our own church, our own water church. I want to reveal something to you. Water is one element that don't discriminate. We accept all people from all walks of life. Igbos, Yorubas, Hausas, Ghanaians, Togo, Egyptians, Americans, Europeans, Indians. That is why you can go into an African person's water temple, Igbo man water temple, Yoruba person water temple, Ijo water temple, whatever. You will now see different pictures of foreign deities like Indian Shiva picture, or you will see Parvati picture, you will see Tara, Kali, Ganesh Patia, you will see Srimade, Gurudev, all of them. You see all this kind of Durga, all these pictures with snakes and 5 hairs and 7 hairs. You know, these beings are not African in origin, but they are there. Then you sometimes you even see some of the so-called angels in water because it's accommodated. Many of our bigots in our African or traditions, some of them when they see, they begin to speak against water people. Is this tradition? Is this ordinana? This face of this marine person, why is he white? Why is he not black? No, water is not like that. Water is not that way. Don't make mistakes. In water, you have pastors. In water, you have many things. Many things, very deep. Water is very complex and complicated. And water does not segregate. It does not isolate. Water, like I said earlier, is the most harmonious element of all the 4 elements. And the truth about ether takes its feed off more from water. Ether's feed off. Ether is the quintessence, the 5th element that regulates the rest 4. The feed off of that ether, 70% of it, if not 80%, is from water. Do you understand? So when you come to water, we don't want to know whether you are black, whether you are white, whether you are blue. Like I told you, that the rainbow color itself is sourced from the water. It is light passing through color prism, either through glass or through water. You will see the rainbow. It may surprise you if I tell you a mystery, but I will not go to start explaining that the thing you call rainbow is a mighty boa constructor that moves from the sea, from the ocean, and crosses the sky by the command of the creators of the universe. So when you come to water, there are many things that need to be understood. So it is not in our place to start judging. Why do you put the face of Mary? You will go to some water temple or water altar. You will even see the face of Mary and the so-called Jesus Christ Mary is carrying on that altar. Don't feel appalled. No. It's water. You get there, you may see Isis, you may see Easter, you may see Durga, Parvati. You understand? You may see the deities of Greeks, the deities of India, the deities of Dutch, the deities of Egypt, Egyptians. You may see the deities of the Druids. All forms of religions of the world, they are gathered and congregated in the water. And if you are among those who goes to water meeting, the meeting we do hold in that place, you will see different faces. So when you come up on this material plane, you will face what is facing you. You will face your calling. All of us have our calling on this earth. So when we now come to our normal tradition of the ancestors, we will now start treating the issue. Does not belong to us. But when we come to water, no, 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 no. I think at this point I've said so much. Maybe I have to stop so that we can also brood over the things I have said. And then if there are questions, we don't ask questions. And these questions we don't ask make me feel we don't even give attention. We don't listen to the lectures. And asking questions help the person teaching to even give more insight, clarification. It will even help to unveil other angles of the mystery that has not been touched upon. But before I conclude, always remember that water is like the elephant meat. In elephant meat, there's a part that tastes like cock. There's a part that tastes like fish. You say, you don't eat elephant beef. I don't eat them. If I don't eat them, I take the dibia. The one that tastes like bush meat, the one that tastes like goat, like dog, like snake, they are all in elephant. Some part of elephant tastes differently. That is the truth. But all of them make up what is called elephant. And that is why elephant is the biggest and the most giant animal you have in the forest. That is how water is. Water accommodates every. Like I've said, even with the military, you have army, you have air force, and then you have navy, even police. All of them inside navy. You see, navy fly, navy go on land, and navy go in water. So that is how water is. Okay. So if you come to the issue, if you're having the issue of water people are disturbing you, go and settle them, harmonize with them. Don't listen to church people say you want to go and do deliverance. You are putting yourself, it's like from fire pan to fire. You may make noise, you look as if they are quiet. They're not quiet. You will never be able to achieve what you're supposed to achieve on earth. You cannot destroy or break your source and expect to rise in life. So issue of I have fun in the dream or I made love in the dream wouldn't be a problem to you if you have reconciled and harmonized yourself with the water people. You see it. And then when I can tell a story, and with this story I will now close. When my father was alive, my father had a special conjugal relationship with a particular river goddess from our side. And this river goddess manifests physically to come to my father when he was alive, usually on Thursdays. I know when she comes because I know her. Very pretty, not too tall, not too brief, just average. Her hair comes down to her waist, robust, figure eight, sweet, very attractive and sexy. If you see her, you will stand still with cold chill as she's passing. And she comes once in a while on Thursdays. When she comes, my father will welcome her. She'll go right into the bedroom and she will be on that bed. She smokes cigarette. My father will send me to go and buy her the cigarette. I'll go and buy the cigarette. Nobody enters that room. My father's main power room. Only me. And if anybody should break it or barge in on her, what you will see is a very big python. You understand? Yes. But if I go in, I see her. So when my father always sleep with her. They are boyfriend and girlfriend, very husband and wife. My father married 6 wives. All the wives, nobody goes there. That area is no go area. So when my father died, she came after me. That I must, I must marry her. We fight from dreams. So it came out. I was now beginning to behave like a mad person. I remember once when I went to school at Bolade Grammar School, Lagos. She appeared to me in that class. I have to use my leg to run from that Bolade till I get to Ebeda. And I collapsed in our house. I was behaving like a mad person. I would just go and put my head in the freezer. They would come and carry me out from freezer for years. In fact, she was appearing to my mother, warning my mother that if my mother refuses me to marry her since my father is dead, that she will now kill me and my mother will lose me, and then all those things. So we began to go to church. They carry me to church, pray, 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 pray. The more they are praying, the more wahala is happening. All that. I went through a lot that I cannot begin to talk about now because of time. However, my point is this. It got to a point when I began to uh, arise, grow in spiritual matters, metaphysical issues beyond church things. And at that time, I began to understand. And then I gave in and I accepted the offer. After all, the woman is a good woman. She's a good woman. Why you be Miko? She has a good heart, merciful heart. She give you blessing. She give you money. She give you protection. She give you favor. And then she's pretty and sweet. So I had to I had to give in, you know. And then from that day I gave in. Myself and my mother became enemies. My mother began hated me. She just knew that it has happened, and then but I didn't care. And from that day, I started rising and rising and rising and rising and rising. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes she comes with snakes to visit. There was a time I, anyway, let me leave. There are things I don't want to share for now. Maybe tomorrow we'll continue. So please, if you are a water person, if you are, I'm not saying if you are people who are forcing themselves, don't force yourself on water people. Though. They will, teacher, they will knock you left and right. You go, bass goes, you go lose your senses. Thus, if you are from water and you are having issues, please contact those people who are from water. We have a lot of them as SNY, some of them as SNY, some of them as Dibia, some of them as Valawos, some of them as Ifa priests who are from water. Just because somebody is an Ifa priest or a Dibia or a native doctor, Balawo does not mean he's qualified to handle water issues. There are those who are called and who the water people have given the authority and that favor and grace to handle such matters. Contact them, harmonize yourself, and be free so that your prosperity will reach you. Some of you have your wealth in the water. A woman married to a husband, but her wealth is in the sea, and the man is struggling and suffering, and she just keep quiet. It's only when she harmonizes herself that she can now demand for that wealth. The Yoruba call it Ajay, that is in that sea, and the wealth will now come into that home. So I will stop here for today. I think tomorrow or next tomorrow, when I see sign that people have listened to what we have discussed today, I will continue again. My people, my name still remain your humble brother Benia 77 High Chief Ikechukwu. Ogbonni Okoro, Eze Kwecheno Ichigbo Eze. Nwanna ya lefọrọ aka